In manufacturing, one of the key differentiators where you can differentiate from your competitors is going to be quality. I think that's an undisputable fact. However, when it comes to quality, one must invest. I think that's also a fact. What if I told you not investing in quality is going to be more expensive than the investments in those quality improvements that you'd earlier planned for? Hi, my name is Raghava Kashyapa. I'm the CEO of Qualitas Technologies. And in this video, I'm going to break down the hidden costs of quality which you're probably not seeing. There are various ways of executing a quality control program for manufacturing. One, brute force, just sample everything manually. So here, whatever is being produced is what's being inspected. And every piece is inspected for defects, analyzed, and defective parts is then either reworked or scrapped. A second type of quality control is random sampling. Here there's a statistically random sample that's selected from a batch, and that sample is then examined for defects and quality control issues, and it's assumed that if this batch passes, the entire set is okay. Now, of course, this has its limitations, that you could be unlucky where you actually select something which looks okay, but the one that wasn't selected actually had the defects, and that would have actually gone to your customer. A third way is more around using control charts, where using trend analysis and seeing any deviations from averages as well as normal patterns. And if any of those deviations are encountered, then you can assume that there is some quality control issue that is brewing in your production process. So after you find a quality issue in your production line, the subsequent analysis is then to identify why did those defects actually happen. So, root causing it, to go back to your production process, identify the cause of this defect. Was there an issue with the production process itself, or was there a manual error, or was a specific step missed? So those are the things that you'd have to then do to identify, okay, how could you actually prevent this from happening in the future? So as you can imagine, the quality control, the 100% quality control process is probably the ideal. So where each and every part is checked. So the sampled way, or using some kind of control chart, isn't the ideal way to actually check all your products. Only the 100% checking is probably going to give you the best results. But with increased production speeds and volumes, it's unlikely that you're going to do this manually. So you have to invest in machinery or technology that can actually automate this. One such technology is machine vision, where visual properties of a particular product can actually be inspected using cameras and machine vision software. But how do you budget for investments in quality control automation? A common way of estimating this is to look at what is the cost of appraisal, the appraisal cost, which is the cost involved in actually doing the quality control. So let's say you have 3 people deployed on your assembly line. Each one is looking at a part, identifying any kind of defects in them. Now, the appraisal cost would be the cost of the manpower, which is their salaries, the overheads, or anything associated with employing these people in your assembly line to do this particular step for you. However, that's just one part of it. The other 2 costs, which are probably not as visible, is prevention costs and the cost of error. Now, the prevention cost is the cost to actually prevent the defect from happening. So these are, for instance, training your employees to manufacture something, or training your quality control inspectors to take steps to make sure that the processes are robust enough that eliminate the causes of these defective processes from generating quality issues. Now, the other cost is actually the cost of failure. So now, let's say you have a failure in the field. Now, what is your cost to actually deal with that? So it could be claims from your customers, it could be the recall cost, it could be any kind of penalty costs, it could be the cost to actually ship that back and rectify it. So when you think about the cost of quality, don't just think about the appraisal cost, which is the cost to inspect and test the product, but also the other two costs, which is the prevention costs, which is the cost to ensure that the failures are prevented, as well as the more important cost, which is the cost of having missed a quality issue or having to deal with something which is something that reaches your customers, and that could be much bigger than your other two costs. So quality of products is going to be a key differentiator moving ahead, and investing in quality control automation is going to be the only way that you can maintain product consistency, as well as ensuring that you can do 100% quality control of all your products. And the cost of quality, as mentioned before, needs to be looked at in terms of what is the cost of failure in your quality control process. And here is when reputation, brand, and other intangible benefits are going to be benefited to you if you implement the right quality control automation measures. So machine vision is one such technology. Do take a look. Hope this video was useful and helps you in thinking about your investments for the future to have in quality control improvements. This is Raghava Kashyapa signing off. Thank you for listening. I would love to hear from you on what your thoughts are, so please do leave a comment if you have any, and let's continue this conversation in the comment section. Thank you so much. Bye.